Okay, it's Wednesday evening, and what was TD number 7 has now become Tropical Storm Fiona, and Fiona now has winds of 50 miles an hour. Just to set your bearings, Fiona is about 3,000 miles away from Houston, Texas. It's a good 2,000 miles away from New York. So this thing is out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean right now. So it's not anything that is something we need to be overly worried about right now in the United States. However, for the Lesser Antilles, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and to Haiti and the Dominican Republic, it looks like you will be impacted by a tropical storm as we head into the end of the week and the weekend. Here's the system. Infrared GO 16, beautiful looking little tropical storm. I say beautiful because it's in a completely unsheared environment. Usually these storms are developing with some sort of wind shear out of the southwest or coming out of the northeast, but notice how all the convection is just sitting right over one spot. That is what has allowed surface pressures to drop and drop and drop as we've gone through the evening on Wednesday. So we're down to 1,002 millibars right now, and that is what has allowed this to strengthen into a tropical storm with winds of 50 miles an hour sustained near the center. Completely unsheared. And up top, what we have is upper level diffluence. This is like an open exhaust system in a sports car. The exhaust at the top has no resistance. It's just flowing out in all directions. So you've got wind coming in at the surface toward the center of circulation, going up through the storm, and then out the top, like going out through the tailpipe. In a setup like that, storms can intensify rapidly. That being said, there is something working against intensification. That is the fact that it is developing in an area that is surrounded by very, very dry air. First of all, you see the winds here at 250 millibars. Perfect upper level high sitting over the top of the storm, exactly what you want if you want a system to strengthen. But what you don't want to see if you want a system to strengthen is all this dry air around the storm. So it's fighting dry, sinking air in an environment where it needs moisture to rise and develop a tropical system. So water vapor, you can see the dry air surrounding the storm. That is the only thing really holding it back right now from rapidly intensifying. Now, spaghetti plots on this are looking more and more likely that we will see a system impact the northern islands of the Caribbean and then turn north into the Atlantic Ocean. Maybe it will not impact the United States at all. As we look at the two big models we lean on heavily, the GFS in yellow, the Euro in red, they both bring it over the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and then into Haiti and the Dominican Republic as we head into Saturday and Sunday. And that's as a weak system. And then they strengthen it. They skirt the southeast Bahama chain, stay away from Grand Bahama, and then going into Saturday. So we're 10 days out now, the 24th, and both models develop a hurricane, but both keep it off the east coast of the U.S. Now, the GFS is closer to the Outer Banks, so we may have a pretty good blow as far as the wind goes near Cape Hatteras and that type of thing, the Outer Banks, North Carolina. The Euro would be more of an impact potentially near Bermuda, but both skirt a direct hit of the east coast, and they also keep it out of the Gulf of Mexico. Here's the forecast track, official track, from the Hurricane Center. Wednesday evening, as this has just become Fiona, and they keep it as a weak to moderate tropical storm, entering the Northern Antilles going into Friday night and Saturday morning. U.S. and British Virgin Islands going into Saturday afternoon as a tropical storm, so wind and rain, but not a hurricane. Over Puerto Rico as we head into Saturday night, going into Sunday and Monday, impacting Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And don't forget, the Ala Hispaniola here is very mountainous, so it will be interesting to see how that interacts with that terrain as far as whether the storm will be ripped apart or not by the 10,000-foot peak here. However, that 10,000-foot peak also can wring out a tremendous amount of rain, so heavy rain will be the threat for the Dominican Republic as we head into the early days of next week, Sunday and Monday in particular. There's a closer look at Turks and Caicos, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, as the storm is forecast to track near the island there going into Sunday, Monday. And on that track, it keeps it out of the Gulf of Mexico and no threat to Houston or the Gulf, and potentially, based on the Euro and the GFS, perhaps keeping it off the coast of the east coast of the U.S. We'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. These forecasts can change, especially when a young storm is just evolving. So we've had Alex, Bonnie, Colin, Danielle, Earl. We've had 2 hurricanes so far. Fiona now the next tropical storm on the list. So we've had 6 named systems in a season where early forecasts had us at 15 to 20 named storms. So we got a long way to go to catch up to those forecasts. In the meantime, I read your comments. Thanks for leaving them. Hit me up on social if you got a question, and we'll keep you updated twice a day here on the KHOU channel with tropical updates on Tropical Storm Fiona and the rest of the tropics in case anything else pops up.